So I came to Alexander Haas almost 3 years ago when our hospital foundation merged with a for-profit system and ultimately eliminated our foundation positions. I had a long-term relationship with the firm as a client, but also as friends and mentors. David actually reached out to me not knowing that our situation had changed and offered me a position with the firm as a partner to come in and concentrate and develop new business in the healthcare arena as the firm continues to grow in that area as we get more and more calls. So it's been exciting to be with the firm after 25 years of knowing them and working with them and finally having an opportunity to be a part of something that I think is very unique and very special. I think the thing that I like most about our work at Alexander Haas is simply extending the work that we all did as development officers. We create and develop relationships, and it's wonderful to meet people from all over the world, all over the country that have needs that we have the skills to help them address. So continue to meet new people, expand our horizons, and work on projects that are meaningful in the communities where they exist. So the most challenging part of this work is often wrapping up projects. We've built great relationships with our clients. We know these people. It's almost like when your child goes off to college. We're so proud of the work that we've done. We're so proud of how far they've come, but we're going to miss seeing them on a regular basis. There are a number of great resources available for development professionals to keep up with the trends in the market, and the giving trends. And I may be a little different. I certainly look at the Chronicle. I look at some of the typical websites that we all know about. But I really like to talk to people. So 2 years ago, I got together with a friend of mine here in Atlanta, actually, who is a private wealth banker for a large national bank. And we started philanthropy supper clubs. So we've gone all over the Southeast and invite 15 or 20 philanthropists and maybe some large nonprofits in just to share dinner and tell our stories. So hearing firsthand what's happening in our communities, I think really has a huge impact on what we do and the advice we can recommend, because we're getting real-time personal feedback from people that are operating in the environment every day. We're not reading an article that might have been written 3 months ago and canned. So it's been very, very exciting to learn more about our communities through these people in direct contact with these settlers. So as we travel around with our supper clubs, we found that many of the large foundations and private family foundations, family offices around the country, are more interested in becoming investors and partners with organizations and not just making gifts or naming buildings. So that real relationship is becoming more and more important, even on the institutional side, not just with the individuals that are making gifts that we've depended on for generations to make gifts. Looking to those foundations and family offices has really become an important piece, and I think will continue to grow as they think about it as an investment. We've seen Mark Zuckerberg take this to a new level. I expect we'll see laws change in states that allow more opportunity for philanthropists to look at their work differently and invest in something like an LLC. So I think that's one trend that's being driven. Thomas Friedman's most recent book, he talks about this incredible wave of change that's occurring, and so much of it's about the electronic medium and also about the millennials and the way that they think about things. So I think those three things, in my opinion, are going to drive philanthropy, as we've noted, and fundamentally change the way we've depended on wealthy families and grandparents to give for generations. So a number of people have influenced me, both personally and professionally, and sometimes in both arenas. Our job is all about building relationships. And if you don't take something from those relationships, then you've completely lost. So I think that shaped my character in so many ways, and my desire to be a part of a firm like this that's impacting communities all over the country. I can certainly go back to my parents and the colloquialisms that my father would always use. One, dig where they're taters. It sounds kind of silly. It's a country boy saying, but you've got to go to the donors, right? We have to take our work to the community, not expect that we're going to put it out and they're going to come to us. So that's been a real mantra for me with my father's little sayings. But so many of the people that I've worked forward with, former football coaches early in my career and administrators at Auburn University, and the University of Alabama, many of the physicians that had a heart for the type of work, they may not be philanthropists in the sense that we think of, but they were still completely altruistic. And so that drove the way that they worked and engaged them in the philanthropic process at a different level. So I've been very fortunate to have, like I said, a number of people that have impacted my career. So books and blogs is exciting. I read all the time. In our work, we travel a lot, so there's 20 minutes before a flight, and there's time on a flight when the Wi-Fi is not working. So, and maybe you don't want to read. I'm always listening to podcasts, and my favorite right now is Malcolm Gladwell's Revolutionist History. I think Malcolm has incredible insight that most of us never consider when we look at something just on its face value. So I find his work very intriguing. The most recent book I've just completed is Thomas Friedman's Thank You for Being Late. And it's been transformational in some regards of how I think about where our world is going, how technology is developing, how that technology is seeping into our lives, and we're assimilating that more and more every day. I'm going to be able to see Thomas Friedman in a couple of weeks at a symposium, and I'm terribly excited to listen to more of his work. So every project that we look at is a little different, but at face value, there's a strategy that we employ that we believe will help everyone be successful. And there are different stages of that, and we all know those in our world. We have to identify people and develop those relationships and ask for the gift and then maintain the relationship. I harp to everyone that will listen. My soapbox is about stewardship. I think getting the first gift is the easy part. It's maintaining those relationships over a long period of time. So for me, stewardship is the most exciting part of what we do, and really the most important because it continues to develop meaningful, deep, lasting relationships. So I'm one of those interesting kids, Generation X, that I wasn't just a football player, I wasn't just an athlete. I finished at the top of my class. I played varsity sports at the top level, was able to transition that into college for a time. So I've always had multiple interests. I'm also an Eagle Scout and had great experiences learning about real life and leadership through the scouting organization, which I'm still a strong proponent for. But in my off time, if I'm not working with youth in scouting programs, I like to fly fish. I have a dog to be trained, and so it's always fun to go quail hunting in South Georgia with our dog Cash, spend time with my wife, and really just enjoy our family time in the outdoors.